Welcome back to my channel. Now, we've all heard that gang violence is a very serious reality in Chicago. All right, every day we can see a story about a famous rapper from Chicago being killed, or somebody who is a well-known neighborhood member being killed in drive-bys and reprisal killings. All right, but now in Chicago, something has occurred which has forced all of the gangs to take a second look at these ancestral rivalries, these historical rivalries, and these reprisal killings. All right, our people are now being attacked by Latin Americans in Chicago. All right, this is beyond unbelievable. There's a community in Chicago known as Little Village, and in Little Village, the neighborhood council actually contracted a gang to protect their community. All right, and if this was actually a group of black people being contracted to protect their community, right, and they were known gang members, there would be some large scale gang indictment. Okay, but it has come to everyone's attention that the council in the Little Village community hired the Latin kings to protect their community as well as to, in particular, keep black people out of the area. All right. The Latin kings attacked a pregnant woman. The Latin king dragged the woman from her car and brutalized her. The Latin kings threw stones. The Latin kings fired shots at African Americans for simply passing through the neighborhood on the street. All right. And so there's always been this idea that black and brown people have this loose alliance and have mutual oppressors and therefore a cause for solidarity. All right, but this was never fully realized. It has never come to full fruition because even comedians like George Lopez let the cat out of the bag when he revealed that it is frowned upon in the Latin American community or the Latino community for them to marry a black person. All right. George Lopez, he went into many comedic routines talking about how his grandmother would look at him if he was to bring a negrita back to his place. All right. And so this has always been a confusing dynamic for many of our people. All right. And so we always think that we have allies, but we find that our allies actually share some of the same sentiments. One second. They share some of the same sentiments as white supremacists. Okay, they calling us niggers on the streets of Chicago. All right, they saying that we need to stay out of their communities, and if we come there, even if we come to get food for our parents, you know, they said that we should let them starve to death. All right, this is what some of the leaders of the Latino gangs are saying in Chicago. And I even heard that there's another Latino gang that started to attack protesters, I think in New York. All right, so what we find is that we've never had many true allies as a community. All right, everybody is turning tribal. The atmosphere is now toxic. Chinese are sticking with Chinese, Latinos are sticking with Latinos, and even Caucasians are sticking with some Caucasians. All right, but we've been getting the raw deal because people are portraying us as the only people committing acts of violence and looting. All right, if you look at these groups of looters and protesters, it is a multicultural and multiracial group of people. All right, when I saw all these mixed race protest groups, I always thought when I first saw them that perhaps they were going to stray the actual protest away from the main goals, all right, which is to bring awareness to the deaths of African Americans. But what you see taking place now is that we are not only the victims of hate crimes, we are now even being blamed for all of the damages in all of these communities, all of the looting, right? And this is basically a symptom of a racialized atmosphere in which we were created as a permanent underclass in America. All right, so I just wanted to weigh in on this because I believe that the Latin kings are being misinformed and misled and actually attacking our people. All right, but I hope they realize that by attacking us, they are now going to bring that karma back to their own community and to their own people. All right, so what you put in, you should always expect to get out. All right, so when you attack us, you should recognize that you are also attacking your own people at some other point in time because there are people who are going to want to make a reprisal for the attacks on the pregnant woman, for the attacks on the other innocent bystanders. Family, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about all these dynamics. One love.